Welcome, everyone. I forgot my coffee. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, world, and hope we are alive. But can we not only do pointless vintage stuff, but also fix modern Linux things? I got a MacBook out here, a Intel MacBook, and we know already from previous live streams it is on my to-do. It has multiple issues. It's like, yeah, modern Intel stuff not working well. Welcome. So let's wipe fix that too. Let's see how far we get. Unfortunately, I booted this already before the live stream. I now always prepare a little bit for my 8-hour live stream of turning something at least on and not waste a lot of your time. Previously, that did boot. It doesn't boot fully anymore. I mean, even previously, like, so that's a Retina MacBook Pro, Intel, NVIDIA, nearly latest and greatest shit, and welcome on. But yeah, nobody has ever, I mean, it did at one point mostly work. Some things never worked, like Wi-Fi never worked, except the external Broadcom driver. The problem is we cannot fully boot that like that. It is also, I'm not sure, I mean, yeah, I could put a camera. You also don't really need to see the camera. The problems are multiple. We could start, I mean, the thing is so the first problem is that the Thunderbolt Ethernet doesn't work. So we have like one machine, one relatively new machine. We have like 5 different problems that prevent it to be useful for normal people. Right now it's even unusable for me. If a question using can decrease your logic thinking. Welcome. Yes, using AI thing can decrease your logic thinking. You need to be careful to still think. Welcome everyone. So good morning. How are you doing? Relatively fine. Thank you very much. Except everything is buggy, but otherwise, thank you Upstream, Linux Foundation, Free Desktop Foundation, all the other 2,000 Linux solutions that said you leave me everything broken to fix here live. One would wonder why there is not a year of Linux Desktop with Retina MacBook Pro not really booting to usable desktops. To be fair, when this was newer 6 years ago, like before Apple transitioned to ARM, Apple Silicon, it was somewhat usable, except Wi-Fi never worked and stuff, but now it's even like there are multiple oopses, MacBook Pro, so there's a new oops. PFX PCI, what is PX? Intel Runtime Suspend. What is that even? That didn't happen the last time. Yeah, there are new issues. Although to be fair, we imported the T2 Linux patches, not ours, but theirs. Maybe, what's this X even? Some temporary IRQ select. Let's see. Here's also no USB quirks. This is basically YOLO. It's basically delete, or is it? Early handoff. Oh. That's not the right thing to do, but anyway. So we have here the Apple patches, Apple T2 patches. Maybe one of those patches breaks something more. Discard things, HID, trackpad, aside. I think that's upstream now. Did we not delete? Didn't delete this hit. I think it's upstream. That's also probably not what's causing the issue. BCE driver. I mean, maybe this one, but that's I think not mine. Okay, we could. The problem is I can't currently. So as this is, it's not even booting thanks to systemd and bugs like systemd is infinitely stalling on shit not working. This is like, yeah, it's ridiculous. I post you this on Instagram. It's completely not working. I'm not even making this shit up. I used this when it was new. I used it, so it's actually my first hand. I didn't even I purchased this 10 years ago. I used this even in production, even with T2 Linux, but like it became, I mean, it was never amazing to use, but the not amazing to use also became worse every year. Like literally as so often with Linux things, it became worse every year. I wish that word was a joke. But it isn't. Which is like should be shocking for 2005 Linux distributions that at the end barely something works, but the last time I tested this just a month ago, it was still booting with systemd, but then it was crashing in Novo. Actually, I'm shocked. Like I wanted to LLM I wanted with LLM, hey, fix Novo, for example, but like it's not even booting. So this shit here is a systemd stuff. Maybe it's stuck in a kernel thread or yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's see if we can. That is why I should keep all the old releases here, or like most at least, because with my system here we should potentially have old systems, right? So that it's probably wait, why is that so large? So it's that's with debug info, right? I think this was for profiling. We better delete this because huge. Maybe I had a symlink here now. One of those I think was mostly booting except issues. Let's switch it. Yeah, due to the monolithic Linux kernel things, if it crashes in kernel, it doesn't even shut down, right? You press a power button, systemd wants to power down, and then it hangs on shutdown. It's like, do you work for a company, sir? Yes, of course. I work for Exacode, the leading provider of, we probably need to modernize our website, the leading provider of scan software for macOS and other embedded, like I think soon, like I think in the coming days we need to make a much better website, like a shiny website with embedded and stuff. The leading provider of fixing everything Linux kernel foundation doesn't fix, because it's yeah. We work for my growing media empire. Red Blast. You have to fix the Spectre bugs. Yeah, work around it. What's there to fix? Okay, you all. All right. Actually, we should set a goal, right? You should definitely 10 super things of any color today. Let's see if that boots a little bit more. Let's wipe this overlay because it will not match. Overlay is mounted. It was mounted. You were so right. Okay, let's see if that boots more, because like this I can't even secure something. If we can't get something booted, worst case I need to type the oopses. I mean, very theoretically we probably could Thunderbolt serial over Thunderbolt with a, we could use a external GPU cage and plug a serial card in there and then serial over PCIe Thunderbolt. Theoretically, I don't really want to test that today. Okay, this is AMD. The only thing is we don't have matching drivers, but maybe that's a good thing. If we don't have matching drivers, then shit crashes less. Well, there's less to crash, less kernel drivers to crash. So we only have initRD drivers, which let's hope that boots more, because if not, that would be sad. So here we will multitask as we usually do. I forgot to turn off data. Oops, didn't want that. Stop. MCE log things. Look, data did updates. Then starting what LD? Oh, it's running LD first time LD. Okay, so first boot. Okay, let's see how far we get. So multitasking. Yesterday I started a build. I just wiped this build because yesterday was a KDE update. You sponsored by Anthropic? Unfortunately not. I gave them $20 to cause them $5,000 of costs to help bankrupt them faster. I'm sponsored by Xrcode and sometimes Deep Computing a little bit, but recently they should properly sponsor me again. I'm sponsored by myself, and your views, shares, likes, subscribes, and preferably super things and memberships and things. I'm slightly shocked that this Intel Core i7 thing it's even has. I'm slightly shocked that this is not faster. Maybe I should purchase myself a better hub here, as better switch. I probably should purchase probably I should infrastructure. What's the question mark? What we probably could do we have an x86 build? Because we will have multiple kernel things to fix. Do we have a x86 build here? No, well, that's not ideal. I guess the last full build was x86-64, desktop 26.7, right? Let's rsync this into AI VM. What's the bug you're dealing with? We have multiple bugs. We have, like, if we network boot, we have the Thunderbolt Ethernet not just working. You need to pull it out and plug it in again that's the first thing that I actually wanted. The next thing is that Novo is crashing, at least the last time. I mean, currently it's so buggy. There are like 5 different bugs that are so severe that it doesn't even boot at all. Like, it's stuck in systemd and kernel crashes. So the real bugs I wanted to, like, let's see, 8 hours, let's go. How far can we go in one day? The first thing is, the Thunderbolt, but that is minor. Then also, when it was booting a little bit more, a month ago, which I actually tried to reproduce, Novo was crashing, so even if you got it boot somewhat, then Kwin was crashing the Novo driver, so that was the second thing I wanted to do. Then Wi-Fi was never implemented. It's using a physical whatever. So if you wanted to use Wi-Fi, you always had to install a third-party Broadcom thing that, of course, usually was never maintained and stuff. So I actually wanted to Claude reverse engineer this Wi-Fi physical stuff, and like 10 years later, finally, it's like nobody, like I don't understand. I mean, sure, nobody at SUSE and Red Hat or Ubuntu are obliged to reverse engineer everything, but like nobody reverse engineers this. The Broadcom support is in the kernel, just not for this physical transmitter. That cannot be that difficult, right? Claude, like 10 years later, Claude do. So let's enable. So this is a slightly older T2 without kernel drivers. It boots, yay. Of course, it doesn't boot to graphic. Let's passport. Let's generate a secure shell key and SSH so that at least boots, so that we can secure shell and system control enable SSHD service. No, that's without typo. Which IP did we get? 200. Of course, we got 2. Wait, why did we get this IP? Okay, probably we got this IP from the Thunderbolt adapter because it probably even has a nice name. Maybe this even has like Silver Rider or stuff. No, okay, whatever. That should have a nice name, but I would need to look up the name. potentially nice name. Need secure shell restored for root looking. So the first issue we probably should see here is this PCIe Thunderbolt thing not past discovering. Also we need the matching kernel. So that should be the latest, right? That should be 713. Look, mom, we do latest and greatest. We don't do vintage shit. We do latest and greatest Intel things. Went to sleep with 5.6 Sol Ultra looking for bug edge case. Still working, 70 files changed. What the fuck? Are you sure that's doing something reasonable? Can writing system prompt Gemini things, clause, river driver working with. Okay, we rsync that. That's 26.7. 26.7. We need that Linux. The main problem, I mean, yeah, later we need to bit perfect matching. This might not bit match, but that's for the first thing invalid. So what is with the Thunderbolt? So it's of course sus that it works in the firmware and then you boot, like Ethernet network booting works in the firmware. So what is the issue? The issue is most likely some kind of state confusion, that the Linux kernel driver doesn't expect something to be online or whatnot, or it doesn't re-init enough or whatnot. Something of that thing. So normally what you would normally do, you would either read the source and guru meditate, like think a lot about it, or add sparkle and print case of printing. We're here, we're there, we're this state and this register and things. It's of course not amazing. So let's see what LLM can AI revolutionize in this. So that should be somewhere here. MG CPU SMT on. Somewhere. PCI bandwidth limited. The thing is, I don't know what mechanisms are at play there. There might be ACPI tables for things. Even has IO member groups. You see, this relatively modern Intel shit. The question is, I mean, very theoretically, PCIe switch downstream. Very theoretically, we should give Claude some of this info. Here's systemd shit. So it should be like path here. That's the this thing fails. New device found. Wait. Here. That's the first issue. 1 second into the boot. So that's PCIe port, and then I pull it out and plug it in again. The question is where? Here. One of those, so which is at 3D. PCIe HP, was it hot plug? I don't know. So it's that one here. We best should investigate with LSPCI. What is even the chain actually? We LSPCI, do we have like 3? Look, we have 3. I hate this view though, because like, why are the names not in there? Like, somehow that is meh. So where's the Ethernet controller? The Ethernet controller, okay, 3C is so it's probably on this bus. 3C. Why is this looking so shitty? I always don't understand what those people program that this looks so shitty. Like, does it have to look like that? Even I don't like this. This is just pure shit here, man. 3C, 3D. So yeah, 3D is of course behind the PCIe bridge here. Port rich things. It's funny that this is a Thunderbolt 1 and not 2. But I guess, or is that, oh wait, C7? Oh, that's 7 something, and which is here, which, man, 7's, what are those numbers here precisely? Okay, anyway. Clickbait, rage bait, what do you mean? We fix here, what do you mean? Yeah, review all these changes, yeah, good luck. So, we don't need the full build here. We need the second. So Claude. Model. Which one did we? Best for everyday complex. Did we do Opus, right? What do you mean LLM part? Of course we use large language models here. Linux kernel here. Fix Linux kernel bug of PCIe TG3 Ethernet on a Thunderbolt port not working on boot without Thunderbolt port and plugging it back in again. Initial error. Initial error here. Path things. Connects the shit up here. Link down. Card not present. Card present. Failed to discover path. He's like. I mean, maybe it's just some timing. It's like, wow. But the thing is, after pulling it out and plugging it in again, actually not working on boot. Actually, maybe we don't duplicate it here. After boot. Fix Linux kernel bug for things boot. Pasted things after pulling Ethernet TG. Don't go out. Thunderbolt port in again. Initially, I even thought this shit that does not work at all. I only discovered by accident that pulling it out, plug it in again makes it work. Like I thought like this shit is completely broken, and it's like, what the heck? New device found here, right? New device found. The thing is, oof, that's bloody fucking a lot, man. Could have given it all the info. Maybe it needs it somewhere. bridge config invalid reconfiguring. I mean, how much crazy information just for one, like, that is modern complexity, right? Why does shit not just work? Because of that. It's also shocking that, like, 10 years of Thunderbolt, this does not just work. That is very vague context for Clinker. What do you mean? What more context should I, like, what do we expect? I should, how much more should I, what do bloody mean? What, it's like, that's already a lot of context. Things, let me check. Already been modified. There is TB. I mean, why does it always check for modification? Like, there might be some patches, but it's missing now. You know, your comment is very vague for human on a, like, if you think that's vague context, then yes, Junior, I'm live on the internet.
But why when I've called you have not answered?
Because I'm live, and then I saw that you called so much. And then I thought I answered quickly. But I really should work at work. Can you not play with some K'NEX or Lego or build something?
Which Lego I can take?
You have a mountain of Lego. Don't take my birthday Lego. Play with your mountain of Lego, not with my boxed birthday sets of Lego that are boxed. Okay?
No, not the other, but not the
My birthday Lego we build together. Don't steal my birthday Lego. So, things. So, things. Adorable kid, yes. Shellac, subscribe to feed adorable kid. My kid also calls me and makes my day every time, right? So, your comment was still very vague. You have still not precised what I should have just read through the logic of what LLM present. LLM actually makes learning easier if used. LLM, I mean, yeah, obviously every technical tool can make learning easier, but I think there is a real danger that most people do not use LLMs in a way that makes learning easier. Let's copy here into this. We need to copy. Now we have the problem. Is there a okay? So we can multitask here. Dear co-workers, welcome, Dorfkind. Dorfkind 86. Coffee. Modment practically. What I mean is that practically everything is up to the LLM to figure out. I mean, obviously, I mean, people tell me LLM amazing, can do everything. LLM coding is solved. Like, I mean, what do you expect? That the job of the LLM is like help me. Like, if I should find the bug myself, I don't need the LLM anymore, right? Like, you guys are funny. Also, we explore the limits of like fun fact. Like, also like maybe you learn how to like if you to max out your LLM because like you guys are funny. You wanna no code and low code to no code. LLM does everything. And when I ask LLM do everything, then you tell me that's too much for the tiny little LLM thing. It's like, phew. So while it's misting, let's copy the drivers in here because there's surely Which system do we 6, 7, did I delete that? Where did I build the matching? Actually, good question. Where do I have the matching kernel drivers now? I mean, this is also stupid, right? This should be way more API compatible. Every kernel build, yes, that's the nature of the news kernel, but I'm only saying it's stupid. Cannot just use last month's driver because nothing matches. So are there things of build? As a question, maybe we just check first if we have any x86 build with the matching things left. Maybe this one. If you're lucky. Please let there be 3. Yes. Thank goodness. The problem is recently I rebuilt so much that recently I run out of matching things because building LLM vibe fixing so fast. Constantly everything out of date. So, also like LLMs are not an encyclopedia, right? LLM hallucinate a lot of their stuff. So like for learning, that's why I'm a little bit skeptical. For learning, probably for learning, like actually reading fundamentals. I mean, why would you learn with an LLM when you should read first-hand scientific book paper things? And not trust, like why use hallucinatedly compressed LLM things if you can read the original source? So let's fix live things. Yeah, some of the issues. Okay, let's see what happens there. Actually, I patched this already. Now that I see this, oh, like, holy shit, is it? That's even security things. But see, I actually in T2 I already changed the security to default allow because the other, like, so I patched this already like years ago without LLMs, like probably live, like probably even 2 years ago. Because like if you plug in a Thunderbolt storage thing, it doesn't just work, which is gaga. It's like Delulu. And then like you need user space security things for like, hey, is user allowed to plug and use like Thunderbolt storage of like just working? It's like, and the problem I patched this, like you could say, hey, T2 less secure, but if someone can physically plug shit into your computer, you have other problems. And I want, if I plug in a Thunderbolt storage thing, hard SSD, I want it to work, especially in an installer, because otherwise an installer you can't install on a Thunderbolt SSD. No, you know what LLM is very good with assisting the reading, the documentation, and give feedback things. Yeah, I'm just like totally assistant. I'm just saying like you said learning, just not maybe for primary learning things. Let me verify fetch things. It's fetching things. Wonderful. Root cause. The tree carries a local addition to TB scan, auto approve switches, TB security by calling domain approved switch things. That blocks is missing. Hot plug active guard on the USB 3 tunnel creation right above it. Only auto approve and thus create PCIe tunnels for hot plug switches during boot runs approving. Holy shit, seriously? The bug your tree carries a local patch, not in mainline? Like, yes, local T2 patch makes things better. Your tree local patch, not a mainline. Scan ports that auto-approve Thunderbolt switches at TB security none. TB scan switches things for device at boot firmware already tunneled. The Apple things, its firmware PCA down is still enabled, so TB find PC down skips it and tunnel builds a second conflicting tunnels. The fix, gate the approve block things. That's a T2 specific bug. Like holy shit, you cannot mix this up. I fix Thunderbolt SSDs to work and break Thunder. Seriously, sources. Ubuntu bug. There is a one-line guard changing things. Want me to kick off to build to confirm it compiles. Source. The fix applied. Here's the summary. Is Trap here? Is Trap already awake? Like if that works, like holy shit. What do you mean with Apple hate? If that works, then holy shit. So where is that linked in or maybe not? Okay, testing that is a little bit inconvenient. Let's maybe like that if that is the fact, then holy shit. Like I mean I would have debugged a day on this stuff, right? Like I'm not saying I would have easily found this. I would just like LLMs are just very good to follow logic and build logic passes, like if they sometimes, at least sometimes when they do. And you told me this was a vague prompt. It's like vague prompt, 6 minutes later, here I found it. Like, what do you mean? I should spend 6 hours to prompt more precise? Like, maybe you use LLMs wrong. This file here, a good search tool. Yeah, they're also a good logic evaluation search tool. Let's see, do we have any, because I need a clean diff, and if I ask LLM then it usually does some garbage. Let's use T2 to fully build this, because we need an init.rd and stuff, and if we, by the way, is there... What are they doing? They don't even do stable. Like, how is it acceptable that for 10 bloody days we don't have... Like, LLMs are faster than ever in Linux kernel. We are on, like, we have 300 million, we're on strike. We're not doing kernel stable maintenance anymore. I don't get this. There is so much, like we have so many patches, man. We have so many here. Thunderbolt default things here. Here's our patch. I did this without LLM, without wipe coding. Here. Sys change level after boot. Things. It sounds like that includes all, no? Let's see if that includes all the changes. Could even sign that off. So people know I did it. Oh, did I mark that wrong? Seriously? What can be so difficult in selecting and copying text? Let's see, does it include all of my... Okay, it changes security level none. Only auto approve and other things for hotblock switches during boot discovery and scanned before things. Approving here would build a new PC item that conflicts with boot device or reset or make discovery favorite. Okay, let's see. The reason we didn't have a full build there. So the reason I do a full build here is I need the init.rd. And if we would have manually built it there, we would have had to manually build the initRD and stuff. Lol, if I'm not mistaken, he's using a Claude $20 subscription. Yes, I paid $20 for a month of fixes. That's so far a pretty good deal and pretty much helps bankrupt Anthropic, causing them like $3,000+ off, or maybe even if I like, it's only 2 weeks in, right? If I manage to sustain this, if we probably cost, like if we really max that out, like if we really max that out, we probably could create easily $300 of internal API cost per, like that's $9,000, right? Given I do so many other non-vibe stuff, hopefully not touching, what do you mean? What do you mean hopefully not touching production systems? What do you mean with it? I'm literally coding in production here. It's not really sure what you mean. We fix it and then we ship it to our users. So unknown symbol, Nova Core. Why the fuck does this have unknown symbols? Somehow it has unknown symbols. Why the fuck? I'm not really sure why this has. Oh, maybe this is just some rust. Actually, the rest works. Maybe, I don't know. Bizarre shit. Yeah, totally everything amazing. Kernel null pointer dereference. This shit is more bloody broken than I remember it being bloody broken. I promised you memory management faults. Warning, what's going on here? Page fault, ASM, exec page, QWork, Apple brightness. Oh, this PFX. This is actually what I also saw with the new PFX. What the heck even? Driver attach LLVM. Why is this LLVM? Because we LTO link time optimized this with LTO. Due is a lot of shit broken. This also worked in the past. I mean, let's see, like actually this PFX was what I was seeing in like booting the latest T2. It was one of the things. Like did they really break some backlight shit? That's the problem with the monolithic kernel, right? Like I always joke, your joystick or mouse like out of bounds bugs your kernel. It's like your LED brightness crashes your kernel. It's like Intel cannot find CRT or sizes. This is kinda correct because it is dual graphic. I'm just surprised. Why does it? I'm surprised it has Intel. So the way this is hybrid graphics with Intel and Nvidia, our hateful Nvidia. And the way this works, like so for hybrid graphic, you can either just DMA that from like have the dedicated GPU DMA busmaster DMA that into the integrated GPU unified memory frame buffer. Or alternatively, what Apple has done additionally, they have a graphical mux multiplexer. So they can multiplex this. Linux even has a driver here for VGA switch rouge things. I'm just surprised. I don't understand really why. I mean, it's a mess. This never worked for me. In 15, like in over 10 years, it like this hardware is not that new. It's 10 years old. Probably plus minus. This never worked really for me. This is probably time to wipe code fixer too. But first, the thing I don't really quite understand, like do we have Novo now, or what do we have now? Because so user passport. So that's the next thing. Like basically, I wanted to see, can one day of wipe coding makes this machine usable again. Failed to start Plasma Wayland. Does that work? Because the last time starting Wayland crashed Novo. No such. Why does that not come up? Bishop's Way. Bishop's Way does Way failed. Well, we don't have a DRI device. Why do we not have DRI device? We have some DRI device. What do you mean? Failed to open or permission not permitted? Oh, because it wasn't there. Oh, because it wasn't there in Alex. This is modern shit, probably. Maybe this doesn't work. Ach, like, holy is it shit. Oh, is it all shittily programmed? Probably systemd and login and cd. Probably because it wasn't there. And this is so stupid. Oh man, modern pattering software quality shit. Self-hosted. How much does it machine worth? With my company, I built an absolute monster LLM so that the guys can run agents on it because it's self-hosted. Well, to be fair, my friends here in Berlin also self-host. They have some NVIDIA B300 or stuff, shit. I have 6 RTX things in it. A good model require absolute beasts. Bit of things. Cheaper solutions will also work. Bounce between OpenE. I used to get subscriptions and cancel right after order, and then I run out and get 3 months to win me back many times. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, this happened with ChatGPT. ChatGPT I previously paid some months because I thought like some $20 assistant, like better than nothing, but didn't even have time to ask use ChatGPT really, OpenAI. And then I canceled, and they're like, hey, please stay with us. Here's 3 months. Yeah. So we probably would need to reboot now, but I think we wait for the reboot for this Linux kernel build, which... Okay, next things, while this is rebuilding. Let's do updates, more updates. So we need to fill this gap here. I could now, you know, do nothing and stuff. Fable is scary. I mean, Fable scary is... Actually, we could do the next thing already, but it is like the next thing is... Palo. Do we have theirs all? Except changes, conflicts, theirs. Do we have theirs full? Do we have like theirs full all? Imagine you do this for 300 KDE packages. I mean, you could postpone it. So... things, where are we logged in here? The question with this BCM thing, so we also have non-working Wi-Fi that also prevents this from being usable. So this Wi-Fi thing never had an in-kernel driver. I guess still hasn't. Yeah. Let's BCM thing, no. Why do we not have... Should this not try to load? I thought it did try to load LSPCI Verbose BCM dual thing. Does it not have matching driver here? BCMCA? Why did this not? BCM PCI. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is BCM PCI bridge? Here, font chip ID things, stuff. Why is here not bus registered? Failed with... Why is this so strange? Found chip ID, revision package, core, chip commons manufactured, IEEE, ARM, PCIe Gen 2, USB. What the fuck is that even? Why does this B43? Why does this not log more? Here. Core vision error found unsupported physical. Yeah. So that's for 10 years the issue, and what should I say? What should I say? I mean, sure, I also didn't put effort, but hey, I run a whole Linux distribution. It's like, yeah, but you also have not reverse engineered this. Like, do I run a whole Linux distribution, right? If I would not run a whole Linux distribution, I would have reverse engineered this. I reverse engineered all the other things. I cannot spend 40 hours full time on Linux distribution or reverse every Wi-Fi chip. I once had a driver, Broadcom. Here's this one, hybrid. So this binary only driver probably worked. I packaged that just for that shit here. You could argue why not use that driver, because it's binary only and I want my stuff just working. So this person has only ported the API, right? So basically what we tell Claude no is 10 years later finally reverse engineer the shit. That cannot be that difficult. Did they ever touch that in when? Like, why is this not fully loaded? So that's of course, oh, there is archive. Oh, here, test 6.7, notice of archival. Yay! Archived shit will never work again. So probably here is .o object file somewhere. It's been a while. Yeah, why not use this stuff? It's like, years, it's no longer maintained, and good luck, goodbye and good luck. So of course originally this was Broadcom support shit of like, here's some binary only junk. But no. 6.17. Yeah, that's what happens if nobody ever. I have worked with Linux systems for. Goes through Gentoo. No, the West Bay Gentoo. Nah, the Gentoo handbook is not even that good, honestly. Like, if we want to shell out other distribution, like the best way to learn is to install T2 Linux, but the second best way is the Arch handbook, the Arch wiki. All Linux from scratch, but I mean, people should also not learn shit. It's, yeah. Okay, so while that's building, we could we could do the updates. Shouldn't be that many today because data run. Well, it was gifted. Which one were you talking about? My favorite, the first core quad things paired with things. Okay, amazing. Yeah, as usual, a little bit heavy multitasking here. But that is why you said Gentoo is the best to learn, because the handbook is so bad. Ah, the handbook is so bad. Okay, that explains the thing. You have definitely got a lot of your own. Hey, I raised T2 Linux. The handbook wasn't updated really in 10 years. You want to learn better with even less handbook? Install T2 Linux. It's for true professionals who know what they're doing. After that, you are a true professional who knows what you're doing. Yeah, we are totally maxing out my precious new 9950X 3D thing here. With things. Unfortunately, this build will like totally maxed out. You can't. Just for kicks and giggles, what is the price of? It's not sponsored, just some random price search thing. Why is everything so bloody slow these days? 9950X3. I will not buy it. I don't have that much money. I'm just curious how the price develops. Yeah, I still got it freaking. I'm not paying that price. Barley, I mean, came down, what, 50 euros? Thank you very much. Did this price go further? Yeah, I think that's approximately for what I got it. Yeah. Actually, did I got it for less? I got it for $10 less, I believe. Hey, the price increased by 10. Yeah, this 5% more, not worth so much money. The ArchWiki handbook, yes. Use the ArchWiki to install T2 Linux. Fish, done. Finish building Scarlibs, whatever. SVT AV1. I also don't understand how Broadcom can be such a hool bitch, like Louis Rossman's beloved hool bitch of there is Broadcom Wi-Fi stuff in the Linux kernel and there's like, go fuck yourself, like this physical we don't put in there. It's like, is it this physical transmitter thing is for Apple only, or I don't even know why just this bloody, that's the thing, you buy a MacBook, like, yes, shame on me for buying a MacBook, but 10 years ago, have you seen the PC market 10 years ago? But plus we earn money with Mac software, so you buy premium stuff and then you never get a Wi-Fi driver. Like from now on, I vibe fix everything here, like everything we vibe fix. Like we're on a mission. I want 10 years later, I want my hardware to work. Okay, we built a kernel, so this only took so long because it would only take 9 minutes or so, but it's fully loaded. Basically, we could reboot. We will reboot. Which ID did this? Okay, we will do this. Next thing. That's a new fresh kernel build. So go here. Cloud. Next thing, while we test boot that, let it Guru meditate already. Fix. Actually, we should. It can't fix it. Needs context. We need this. That is why I went here. Actually, here. Git. Oops. Did I do this wrong? Did I not have this open? Did I close? Maybe I closed the tab. That's why we were here. We need to give it here. Here's some binary only driver. Reverse engineer the missing pieces and make it just work TM. Started buying refurb source drive things. So what's even in here? I mean, we shipped, yeah, VLC hybrid. So here's a huge .o, which also wireless. So the crazy thing is this bloody binary only driver worked on this machine. Git clone. Like, motivated people could have reverse engineered this for 10 bloody years. Yes, it's annoying, but that is also... I really did a lot. Like, I committed, like, basically, instead of having a life and a hobby, like, I do Linux, right? Like, I do this full-time for 25, like, I'm just saying, surely there are other people who do amazing things, but, like, I just don't understand this, right? I mean, yes, it's annoying work, you need to have some knowledge, but like, if just like SUSE, Red Hat, like SUSE and Red Hat and Ubuntu, they pretend to be the... But what do they do, right? I mean, sure, they do a little bit things, but like, it's like... Implement Linux kernel. B53 Wi-Fi driver support for missing physical things. So let's give it that here. BCM things. So let's give it that here. I mean, this machine is still, I mean, it's 10 years old or 9 years old or whatever. Maybe 10 years old in the meantime. Like this would still be decent laptop, right? I mean, it's, yeah. But like it's so broken, like the only constant change and missing drivers, it's so broken, it's basically became unusable for me. You thought you thought we do vintage and retro all the day, right? Did you expect the latest Broadcom Wi-Fi, latest 10-year Broadcom Wi-Fi shit a day later? Where did we clone that to? I thought here. Or maybe it's this bloody thing doesn't list everything. Broadcom here. Why does it not? It does really not list this here, huh? Broad. We could actually be nice to the clinker and investigate what's even in here. I mean, you know what? I don't know where it's like, instead of wasting my time, I would expect this here's only bridge stuff. I guess all the secret sauce lives. I mean, we could tell it likely in, because here is like lib. It must be this here. I guess this, I mean, otherwise it makes no sense. Oh, 7 megabyte, 7.3. Does it have debug symbols? Not strings. Not stripped. It's not. It has debug symbols. Like seriously, it has debug symbols. Like seriously. This has debug symbols and nobody. How many debug symbols? I mean, also, I don't care, like, AI should do that. I mean, at least it's not stripped. I guess it should have something. Yeah, if just the Linux Foundation, like, we need a makeshift work foundation. Imagine I had, like, just $1 million. I'm not even asking for 300 million. Imagine I had a budget of 1 million to make desktop Linux totally work again. Like, this would have been a job for the Linux Foundation, right? Although probably Broadcom is a member, and then it's like, Broadcom's like, no, we don't use our millions to make Wi-Fi work again. Like, we use our millions, like, here, look, there's some bullshit AI project. Let's bullshit AI project instead of making Wi-Fi work. That would be so, here, damn it, will we have working Wi-Fi bloody today? You're my hero, many thanks, appreciate this. So, like, here, so, the vintage and retro was only the beginning. This was to get warm, right? Like, this is the vintage and retro. Like now we're advancing like Wi-Fi, Power VR, netbooks. Like, love to contribute more to open source, but cannot find time. That's okay. Just share, like, subscribe, and find people to donate some $1 or $2. I mean, I'm gets this, right? Nobody is obliged. I mean, it's totally, yeah, but. I'm only, and that's the thing, like, people like me who for 25 years do this. I don't even get news. Like, Phoronix is like, this fuck German guy, I only love Americans or whatever. The attitude of this Phoronix guy is like this unsuccessful Linux, I only like successful. I only like to shout out big projects, like little projects, go fuck yourself. Whatever is wrong with, but even, that's not even only Phoronix, even German news, like, yeah, this T2 Linux, it's like, didn't hear about this, it's not like, like Heise, we only bring news when the police raids them live on cameras, and it's newsworthy. It's like, thank you very much. Freestone Europe price is probably not far from what? From South Africa with the tariffs and import tax. It's even crazy, yeah. From Eastern Europe. prices are probably not far. I mean, it shit is expensive. Very, very funny how rich countries have smaller. I mean, that's often probably because, like, I don't know why, but I guess maybe the supply chain works better, and then, like, in developing countries, like, shady businessmen, like, quantities are lower, and shady businessmen's profit maximize that more. I don't know. How do you stay consistent for coding every day? I don't know. Wanting to be as successful as Elon Musk. Wanting to change the world. Like, don't change the world with just sitting on bed. Because I have 1,000 lines of to do. You're running T2 as your main desktop. Appreciates this. That's amazing. Yeah, the thing is, like, 2026, like, yeah, Phoronix, like, Phoronix, for that he wants to be the authoritative Linux source news. Independently of that, he did only shout out T2 once. His news are honestly a little bit low quality rushed. Like, everything is rushed. Like, in 20 years of his business, he did not develop journalistic, like, professional journalistic reporting skills. Like, most of his things are somehow rushed together of, like, quickly YOLO'd stuff and search engine optimizing things. A skeleton AC file already exists in this tree. Let me understand how detection and dispatch works and where the error originates. Yes, you're welcome. E-not supported things. Yeah, E-not supported. I know that. It's for 10 years E-not supported. Let's see. Can AI clanker changes today? So install. Let's commit some. We should test boot. Okay, let's concentrate here, one thing at a time. Let's see what we can commit here. Like, yeah, we need to. Oh, you know what? I think we should finally make Emacs work with latest tree sitter. I learned the hard way that people always ask me, like, I should use more modern stuff, and when I try to use modern stuff, then it doesn't work. The last time I tried Emacs was incompatible with did it have bug supports? Any bugs? Which one? I had to some MacBook for work 1 point pass that was like 20 keyboard attached with dozens of rivets. Yeah, I mean, this thing here, like my keyboard literally like 6 years of typing, the keyboard is pretty ruined on the thing, and I did not even. It is crazy that the MacBook keyboards, like the machine, are relatively okay. I mean, yes, a little bit high quality, but like the shout out of like outstanding quality. Actually, I could even pull it out here and show you. So first of all, this rubber disintegrates, right? This rubber here, it's complete, because like it's also a plant obsolescence, because like you always open it here, and here the whole rubber disintegrates. And like I hated this from the first day. Then the keyboard, I used the 6 years in production. The keyboard here, the plastic is completely scratched off. I don't even have girl fingernails. I don't cut them every day because I have so much to do. But like literally the keys here, like the plastic is like, I don't have this on any other keyboard. And it's, yeah, it's ridiculous. So it's, I also, yeah, whatever. And I did not even daily type on it, because I mostly used it like, so that's basically because I used it so much with a keyboard, like stationary, like a workstation on my desk. Maybe it got 20 or less than 20% of 6 years I typed on it, because otherwise it was closed just as a workstation. And yet, like, basically one year of typing, and the keyboard is crap. Where is now my Ethernet dongle? Here's my Ethernet dongle. It's, yeah. So basically, this rubber that each time you open it, you destroy this rubber sealing there. This rubber seal or gasket. Um, inbuilt terminal multiplexer in. Have you owned any MacBooks? Yes, this one. I've owned many. I was actually theoretically, given how, the thing is, given how garbage PC laptops were like 20 years ago, I had an iBook. Because like 20 years ago, PCs were so garbage, man. And because then I came from iBooks, like I have actually multiple. I've even still multiple in stock here. But my other MacBooks are in better shape than this one. This is ridiculous for like the Apple fanboys of like best quality ever. It is ridiculous how. Oh, I should actually, before I put it out, now I made a mistake. But let's, because now I made the mistake. I mean, I could, because I pulled the Ethernet cable out. That should have copied the new current drivers here. So, Surf, the problem is that's now 196 of throwaway VM of 686 64 desktop thingy things of that probably should work. Yes. The question is, yeah, we could okay, let's preseed this. Oops. Let's mount I need to move, man. I hate it here in the meantime. What society does in noise pollution? This is just this is at this point just bloody annoying. I also think they increased the volume. I think they made like 10 years ago that like American level. That's why the shit needs to be so loud. They had 2 lines, like it's whatever. It is what it is. I need to move. So overlay things, arsing that of lib modules 713T2. What this gives us is actually we should delete in case there are, but there weren't. And just like this, let's see what happens. Any tips for beginners? Which books? I always rec for, I mean, if you take computer science seriously, I always recommend good old standard books. You can even go to old-fashioned library things and borrow them for free or read them for free or stuff. Or find online PDFs. Let's see how far we get. What do you want? Scope, build, attach, what? Buildable, attachable, go straight to full reversing. I need a full reversing. It's like one is scope things. So now map the problem thoroughly. Let me give you honest assessment before I generate code, because the scope here is unusually large and it changes done shit. But I found entry things upstream 2015 step delivery non-functional, marked broken, and kconfig and things is off. Oh, there is some physical AC. There is support for that. There is code and it's broken. Why? Are they stupid? If they, I lose my face in Linux kernel development. If they would have printed, there's experimental code behind it. How should I know that there is experimental half-assed code? I could have debugged this 10 years ago if I knew there is something. Out and detection failed things. Stop nowhere near attached. Binary size is the binary size is large and not tidy. In shipped AC things is 137 symbols plus. Honest reality working under means reversing radio 2069. Yeah, do it! What do we have an AI assistant? Gain tables, channel tuning, and the call pipeline and reason stopped has broken for a decade. I can't credibly deliver. It does Wi-Fi in one pass. Nobody asked for one pass. Give me an improvement. And I won't fabricate plausible looking RF sequences. You can't. Why not? René wants an aggressive 2026 LLM tells me René wants an aggressive pass. That means needs actual. I need it working, not just some tidy leaf routine. Like obviously, I want complete shit. Like how is anything less than fully working? It's like due. BTC adjust things, stored immediate things into FP struct. Like if you need to reverse engineer this all night, tell me. You can do an all-nighter, and I come back tomorrow and have it working. René wants an aggressive path. Things, keyboard touch things, OEM parts of, but please learn memory safety. Okay, so of course that fails the Intel display power. Oh, we have to log in. Oh wait. The Thunderbolt thing worked. It worked without, like, holy shit. That fix worked. You can't. It's like here. Hello? What's still building? It's still building something? Where is my change? Oh, that's so wrong. You have so many T2 trees. Fix. Oh, no. Soon, AI delete all native console mouse support shit. I hate this. Okay, this was a T2 specific bug and I brought it. My other fixes who like, yeah. Think, yeah. This easily, I would have debugged this for hours. Okay, it fixed one thing. That's already great. That's already quite some achievement for one day. Next thing, how many other? We still have other things. Like, I'm not making this shit up, right? This is the state of Linux on Apple PowerBook. What else do we have? So that's still there. So that's still an upstream issue, I guess. Apple key fencings of what's even faulting here. Cut here. fold. UDEF worker. Wait, is this a brightness stuff, right? PFX brightness shit, LED. Like, yeah, so LED, Apple SMC, backlight fails stuff, null pointer, direct cloud fix next. Okay, that's, I mean, yeah, we should fix this. I mean, obviously we should fix this. It might even the Apple T2 patch be important. What's next? What I wanted to fix first, what is more severe. Okay, we have here some VGI. The question is, we have here this stupid Apple Gmux in. And now I don't know what took precedence here. Look here. Here's no. And isn't it crazy? 2,500 user distributions, 10 years of engineering, and so many things still don't work here. Because this here is okay. This is again backlight, huh? But here is warning Intel power hassle enable thing. Let's first see if. Why do we not? I don't get Getty's. Wait, this. Why? Ah, here's. Okay, this just took short. Let's see if something comes up. Let's see, sway. What's okay? Sway comes up at least something now. Exit sway. It's more okay. Like does start plus mer KDE does KDE wait then. Okay, it wants to start. The last time the last time Novo crashed. Also, I don't have a mouse cursor. Oh, there's. I don't have a mouse cursor. Okay, so the last time. Okay, KDE starts to come up. Somehow slowly. I'm not sure why it's so slow. I mean, maybe because of this oopses. Maybe we should. It doesn't fully come up yet. Which might, I mean, maybe this backlight, like maybe some kernel thread. What's a little bit strange is that we only get a splash screen somehow. It's why is it not coming up more? Hello, why isn't it starting more? Can't make this shit up. Oh, power shit timeout terminating. Maybe it's not starting me. Yeah, modern shit. Maybe KDE not starting because power devil shit of maybe due to this oops, I guess. Yeah, this imagine someone would write an amazing multi-server microkernel where shit actually works. You cannot make this shit up. Graphic stuff not coming up because kernel thread hang stuff off. And then people wonder, it's like I tried to install Linux and couldn't get it to boot. It's like, yeah, cool. I wish, like, imagine, imagine Linus Torvalds would, like the Linux kernel foundation would actually focus on making all details work instead of ever changing API changes. Like each time the Linux kernel people, it's like we can change something. We can change some API or we fix some desktop device not working. Like let's break APIs. It's like let's break shit. This is, by the way, a patch from me. Energy perf binds. The T2, like basically don't delay use T2. It's simply the best. Device creation failed. There's still a device link creation failed. Maybe it apparently. It's like, yeah, you can't make this up. It's like, I mean, at least it works now. It's like also YOLO. Not my department, really. Okay, here's the first. Let's, like, pro tip, always start with the first. Do we have has console select rectangular text things, block select things, console select text, pressing shift and the left right arrow key, pressing shift, KDE console, you can make a rectangular thing, control and alt while clicking and dragging. Okay, control and alt. Actually I tried so much but not that funny. But this also does not appear to control and alt. Oops. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It does it. Do we have like? Is it here? Is it still RFPF? Claude fix next issue. What's it here? Done. Here's what things. I reverse engineered the AC fibering up from hybrid, shipped and tunes upstream non-functional stub into a buildable attach capable that powers up the 2069 radio. It compiles clean with the kernel's Clang toolchain and links into B40 files. Things. Radio things, new radio power up sequence, private struct reverse things, make files, a disassembly map, register access model things, faithful reversing at verifiable classifier things, radio. So on this boundary, you ask to go straight for full RF bring up. I need to be direct. I can't emit verified full traffic driver in one pass, and I won't fabricate radio tune gain. I can't check the master init at. So you have now a milestone that unblocks hardware with analog radio power and attaches instead of it won't pass traffic yet. Still depends on broken. Enable it manually to test your dependency order. Address reversing channel tune. Table load and bring it up on one channel and watch RX energy before touching calibration. Take on the channel tune and table. I mean, of course, why even ask me for that? Yep, $20 maxing out $20 bankrupting them with Kotlin. Bankrupting Kotlin by getting $9,000 out of virtual API cost things of my $20 subscription. Here, new Kotlin. Probably doesn't work, untested. Things, shit, lots of things. Okay, here we have more important things to do than updates. Source Linux. I guess we use the same folder. That's probably okay, right? How much usage do we have left? Current week, 87%. Current session. When does it reset? Reset 17. Fix Linux kernel. Oops. Could I fix this myself? Yes. Do I want to fix this myself? No. FreeBSD only has one distribution and stuff does not work. Yeah, I mean all the developers in Linux help, of course. It of course doesn't help that FreeBSD has less people and is more server focused. They basically have even less desktop people. Yeah, I'm only saying without 2,500 Linux distributions. Yes, I have a Linux distribution, but like You know, everyone, hear me out. Everyone could just use T2 Linux. I guess I go make my lunch. How about we eat some muesli while Claude is Clauding? It probably has a fix in 6 minutes. LED trigger set things of LED trigger. Yes, LED. LED is oopsing your kernel. You can't like. Maybe even LED prevents power and KDE to start. All I can tell you, it doesn't start. Obviously, we will try to load the Wi-Fi stuff later, but obviously we need more than things. It does envisioning. It envisions a fix. Look, it's envisioning a fix. Things finagling. NM things hybrid shipped per channel radio values. The thing is, I'm not a Wi-Fi. The reason why I also didn't tackle, I thought actually the people who do this Broadcom stuff, they will eventually do it. I don't have the equipment for Wi-Fi development. I mean, sure, I have some scope and stuff, but like I don't have a like professional. Like if you write Wi-Fi drivers for a living, you certainly have some higher quality, like totally geeked out scopes, like digital scopes, with maybe even like the fancy keystone and whatnot. They have. I've seen that they have fancy Wi-Fi decoding modules and stuff. I mean, you could probably do quite some things. Oh, here's the login screen even work. At least the login screen works. It's like 2026. The login screen works, but I mean, it's ridiculous. Like that is what people program, right? If something goes wrong, you get a bare, like you can click nothing. You don't get a menu. It's ridiculous. This is not. I mean, sure, shit should not. Oh, parent, LED brightness. Oh, is that my change? The fix is complete line only plays LED things, driver data things, kernel null things, address things of QWork things, Apple SMD LED classifier root cause is brightness set. Driver fetches private data with LED source actually points to the non things type BOGO things work queue things of the driver. The fix is the silent memory corruption backline state 0 value written through wrong pointer and want me to rebuild. No, I want you to save the patch. Patchy, yeah, save the patchy. Sorry, typo. Will it figure it out with a typo? experimenting with LLM, or we can say legit the clause help solve such deep level task patching drivers. Basically you could call it I'm testing, I'm accelerating my, like basically all the thousand things on my to-do, like rapid speed running through. I'm speed running through my to-do with, that would be a title. Speed Linux developer speed runs through its 1,000 lines of broken to-do shit. I wonder if like I have the question is that upstream? Wait, what? The question is I modify there something. I wonder is Apple SMC dev LED dev parent. I mean, maybe that's a classic case of the only constant is change regressions, and when the Linux kernel people wanna like the only constant is change and regressions. Saved to why did it not learn to say like yesterday it saved it to Linux, now it's saving it to man. Apple SMC is crashing a kernel. We have some patches. One is even disabled apparently. Probably I was too lazy to read of it. Okay, so it's not my patch. My 2008 patch. Because as you see, it's disabled. I mean, maybe they break it here. Maybe the Apple T2 patches break it. Yeah, quite some massive patches. Maybe they break it. I don't know. Yeah, that's people told me. Why don't you import T2 patches? It's like. I wonder if those were in tree and only this was missing. Best distro T2. What a question. How can you download T2 kernel to install another distro? You can download and install T2 Linux. What question is that? That's like asking Bill Gates how you can. Like asking Steve Jobs how you can download macOS parts to use on Windows. What do you mean definitely not the best programmer that ever lived? Fable 5? Do you feel the need to code manually anymore? Yes, of course. I'm only using these LLMs to fix other people's garbage. Reference to Terry Davis. Which desktop environment? I personally run KDE to test what I ship to most people like you, but T2 has all of them. We also ship XFCE for low-end machines. Which one do you want to use? Oops. Shit, what have I done? Shit, did I close it accidentally? Or did it crash? Oh shit. What have I done? Did I really somehow close that or crash it? Actor synthesizer programming. Updated reversing AC physical. Next logical step. Eating muesli. Somehow it annoys me that somehow closed all the consoles here. I know. Katie is pretty bloated. That's why for me just a frame buffer TTY is enough. The thing is I had this typed, but closed it. I hope Apple SMC is not in the init already, but I think it shouldn't. It's not only low RAM systems. KDE Plasma does not work at all on systems with a not hardware isolated GPU. Why is the shit so slow? Or maybe my RAID drive's been up. Somehow strange, slow. I guess let's reboot. I don't think the kernel image should have... Yeah, no, nothing in the kernel. Let's see what beats the 43, but also what our Apple SMC does. Let's log out once, so the history is preserved for the next rsync. Reboot scheduled. Or does it not reboot? I mean, maybe it hangs, maybe it hangs on the kernel. Stupid kernel bugs. What is Alpine? Another Linux distribution not as good as T2? Is that what you're saying? You want a lesser Linux distribution experience? The funny thing is, we could crash in Wi-Fi now that we have an experimental wipe-coded Wi-Fi driver, as we wipe-code multiple things at once. Oh no, something crashed. DRM and Intel. How much does Wayland now come up? Because last time it was... Yeah, 2026 on a relatively new, only 9-year-old. Cool, shit's still crashing. Oh yes, now it comes up. Yeah, because why does it come up now? I mean, and obviously, like you do. Why does it come up now? Because the kernel, like some power management stuff, the crashed Apple LED driver prevented some power management and kernel. So some UPower shit, like because the UPower shit was hung. Somehow it's a little bit. Why is this so? Oh, just the display. Okay, YOLO. For the behind the scenes. Okay, the difference between it comes up. That's the first time in years I've seen KDE on that. It's like here, actually shit working. Can you bloody believe? There's thing. Here's the next thing. I mean, isn't it crazy? It's one machine, and like this oopses, that oopses, that failed, that doesn't start. Wi-Fi never had a driver. It's like, yeah. Which is that here? PFXing stuff of Cloud Fix next issue. PM work queue, PM runtime work. Haswell enable PC8. Is that's in E915? That's maybe because there is no display on it. What was it? Control Alt. Oh, that's not all the sequence, but yeah, I'm totally no issue here. Totally nothing to see. But at this rate, I probably in the evening with a glass of wine and stuff to celebrate the day here, probably can first time in years use my computer again. I mean, that's even still like 16 gigs of memory. I mean, this was a super high-end SKU. I probably spent, what did I probably spend 3,000, probably nearly spent 4,000 euro on this thing 10 years ago. This was my main workstation for years. It should not be that Linux should help people to prolong the, like, fully use their devices. I just want to get rid of sysd. Yeah, if you get rid of sysd, then you also don't have a fully working system. Fix Linux kernel crash. Pressed enter too early. Trace the synthesizer all the way down. Here's what I found. Where it stopped and why. The channel things, call things. Why do you always stop, man? Data flow, 40 megahertz, crystal, cached things, target things, fractional input. It's all things. Captured all into radio thing and stuff and synthesizer. The one thing I did not describe, the fractional divider. Try to get served. Reciprocal multiply frequency megahertz, 40 megahertz reference. Threaded through chip condition register, bank and a visa thing. Okay, I don't know. Emitting a big block of. I can't distinguish a correct transcription from a subtly wrong one. Only the hardware can read. Only the hardware can looks. Emitting bit of gas, fractional NC could exactly the unverifiable code fusing to fabricate. So I stopped at the map. Every Grista reference clock, the SDM constants, is now in their verification things. This is a frontier for the chip, attached tables per things. Fractional N divider is a hardware in loop step. If you want next session, I can either sit with you doing the divider against an actual card, piece that's still static traceable, things gain tables. I want a fully working driver. Why do you stop so often? 69% resetting. Sit with you divider against the actual hardware or move piece that's still static trace. Move to a piece. Not sure if we get Wi-Fi working today. What are we even working with right now? I mean, this old MacBook gets so bloody hot. It's getting so bloody hot, it's ridiculous. Okay, it's running on... Actually, it shows a 2 NVE7 graphic processor, NVE7 and Pro Graphics. Intel Iris Pro Graphics. What is it using now? We should undervolt it. We should reverse engineer macOS. I think it's undervolting. The screenshot is actually slightly better. Cool, heavy rain fog forecast, up to 40 emergency news, up to 50 liter a minute. Breaking news, live reporting from Linux kernel developer wipe codes every bloody thing. How about we fix everything we encounter? What did it found? I investigate things, runtime suspend crash, starts looking at... We're doing fine. How are you doing? Actually, we gave him just so potentially wrong. Does it figure it out or? Shit. Because just this was a little bit cut due to my rectangle. I saw this when I rectangle selected this, like it probably will not. I thought it will probably not need it, right? Maybe we should build the Linux kernel without LTO to improve debugging. So yeah, here goes that, right? Dual GPU hybrid testing shit here. It's Claude. Yeah, from it hangs to boot in from it hangs in boot during multiple issues to hey, desktop comes up. What does it want here? Capital? Needs obviously text. Yeah, from you cannot even click anything because like you could click nothing. Like this U power D, it's like sorry Dave, can't click anything. Yeah. If just people had adopted the microkernel things. Next, Claude, right? Multi-server microkernel. Yeah, dual GPU things here, right? 8 cores, things, necessities for. By the way, still nothing. What's Greg doing? Maybe there are severe. Like, how is it there? There must be severe issues. There's whatever's going on there. Still thinking. Now let me append the gain tables, upload table. Do you need to compile everything from source while installing? No, of course not. We ship more than Windows and Mac OS. We ship a completely fully working state-of-the-art desktop. Only if you want to install stuff that we did not carefully curate for you. Like you get a full KDE desktop, LibreOffice, Firefox, Thunderbird, QEMU, Java. Is there even a microkernel? Of course, Minix, QNX, multiple others. Amalgammed. Heard. Mach macOS is partially microkernel. How is it doing? I think it's so complex. We will not one-shot web code that. I have the suspicion we will not manage that today. Because they eat so slow. They need to compile. Okay, where's this? I'm just eating so slow. Gain tables byte extracted was fully static. Fixed data deterministic upload protocol. Only upported if you cut reports a non-zero radio. Next thing static piece would be gain things or extracting the remaining. Reverse it like a boss, man. Get it done. What is the other thing doing? I confirmed exact things. What actually happened despite the symbol, the huge offset is because the whole display power suspend late pass is inlined into Haswell enabled PC8, the faulting instruction, the kernel's wrap target, warn trap. See, this is a warn splat, not an oops. Config warn on is not set. Hence, it's only warning. Reading the format paired. So on this MacBook Haswell, when I runtime suspends, it tries to enter PC8. Assert can display L. Finds things still set. Backlight is still enabled and warns. Only warns. This was a warn on. I didn't even realize it was a warn on. Root cause disable. Linux kernel diagnostic so shitty, I didn't even realize that is a warn. Ah, it's warning. Okay, it's warning. Actually, it says warning. Okay, we could ignore it for now. Yeah, this sucks. This sucks. Like, there is no reason this warning should be like that. Actually, maybe we should change our T2 default diagnostic stuff. That's not confusing. Maybe we should patch our kernel to only print. How many tokens do we have left? Quite some used. Only like we need this for Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi stopped on the missing include pass type devs. Source include community kernel compart not the. As a T2 maintainer, you almost certainly already have the patched Qualcomm package. No, I don't. Why does it want to build so bold? No, I don't have. Because it shipped today. and fabricate are the same thing. Ship it today and fabricate. I didn't say ship it today. I said boss needs it today. And one of them will burn your afternoon like dew. It burns my afternoon if I need to wipe code it myself. It doesn't burn my afternoon if you do it. Subtly wrong one. Wrong divider means never locks, and the radio is deaf, and there is an error message to tell you why. The only way it validates is a program race. You can actually current things. That's hours to days of hardware in the loop iteration, not a table dump. If I hand you 3,000 lines of plausible things today, the most likely outcome driver that attaches, loads clean, and does absolutely nothing on air. Which is worse than knowing it isn't done. Because you're demo it and your boss. Demo? I didn't say demo, I said I am the boss and I want to work today. Not going to fake that? Why not? Like American startups, fake it until you make it. Like orange clowns. If it wouldn't be Wi-Fi, a driver-shaped object, actual Wi-Fi, your is already fully supported. What? No, it's not. Like, this is an old piece of shit driver. It doesn't even build anymore. Due. Broad comes out of 3 hybrid exactly for the SIB. At the same binary of reverse engineered. Let me confirm the build parse. Not. Man, everything you need to tell this baby. Yeah, lesson learned, don't joke for 3 words or go sideways with random crap. Delaying distro hopping till summer. Now I have plenty of time to explore. Exactly, don't distro hop, just switch to Linux today. Okay, so that build here, actually, wait a second, I probably still updates, turns pretty light, okay, that's enough. Understood. You have the hardware to validate. My job is to faithfully, yes, your job is to faithfully reverse engineer, like extract all the secrets, all the tables. I want it working, not the hedge of it. Let me fully description thing, synthesize the driver. I work instruction by instruction, so the C code mirrors the binary. Yeah, yes, that's the spirit. Why did you waste tokens for hallucinating shit just because I asked you to call me bossly? So, RF things takes pi, right? It's constant. Like, go for it. Also, we run out of tokens soon. Did we had a token sponsor today already? Things. It went to Boss Talk. Yes, it went to Boss Talk. I think now my MacBook fall asleep. Shit. I don't know what happened now. At least I don't have display. I have no idea what happened. It's somehow off. Maybe suspend doesn't work with network boot on USB Ethernet dongle. $2026. Your network booted MacBook. Why is it? Okay, now it reboots. I mean, even the display is still amazing, right? It's crazy that 10 years later, such a display is still better than 90% of the PC market displays. Thank you for the subscription, appreciate this. Let's change. So we could use ask Claude to change that, but that would eat wave X tokens we need for other things. So yeah, we could waste OpenAI's money. Is there anything? Disable panic on warn does not help. Disable panic on warn. I don't want to panic on warn. Panic on warn does the opposite. Warns. That's not what I ask you. Warn, compile out things. Warn on eventually reaches. Ultimately warn dump stack. Okay, we do this manually. If you maintain your own kernel, is dump stack conditional, for example? Yes, we maintain our own kernel. That's exactly what we do. Some say the best kernel. Some say the best kernels they want to use in other distributions. Okay, let me get apple juice. But we managed already half of today's task by booting that already, by having KDE login. That is more I had previously. So let's patch that. Warn on things, define warn on, not general recommended, some embedded vendors redefine. Warn slow parse, compile out things. Dump stack in, does it not have the file? Which calls one slow parse for merge. In the past I just grabbed a couple of minutes. People always told me, why do I do it so slow? Now let's bankrupt OpenAI by using their data center. Kernel bug rust, shadow things, panic. Warn slow pause format things, kernel panic, warn slow pause, cut here, things, warn file, PR1, things, built-in return, VA start. Wait, what? Config bug? If def config bug. If not define warn flags. one slope. The question is this using the same for an actual cut here? Oops, enter. Yochi, what's the most thing bug on your to-do list which a clanker should help fixing? Well, one of the most, I mean, I have hundreds of shitty. I mean, the most nasty, maybe PowerVR, missing PowerVR driver. I mean, that's a pretty nasty of, hey, clanker, I don't have Wi-Fi driver, do me Wi-Fi driver. So like, we are letting we're currently wipe coding a Broadcom missing Wi-Fi physical drivers that nobody did in 10 years. I mean, that's my previous. Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, this is actually since until I got the M1 Max. That was actually my Mac probably workstation for the last decade, I think. Or it's only, I guess, I think so. Probably, maybe, most likely, yeah. I mean, nasty is... It's not addictive. I just want to get stuff done. I'm totally not addicted. I would rather go to a playground, play with my child in the sun. It's not addictive. It just makes me crush speedrun through my to-do faster. Yeah, it saves time. That's for sure. Especially, hey, reverse engineer me this crap here of channel tuning, 70 channel things of things. And learn things, language and interface things. T2, a fork, it's an independent distro. It's not like a lousy fork of something. T2 is a continuation of Rock Linux, which was an independent distro where I contributed already before we continued as T2. I mean, technically, yes, T2 fork of Rock Linux, but independent lineage, a continuation of Rock Linux. We run out of tokens soon. Where's Panic? Check on Panic on one, Panic on Panic, pause on oops, pause on oops, Panic print. The question is, does that reuse? Does Panic on bug? Let's produce costs at them. No, although they share some level infrastructure, printing, stack unwinding, notifier chain, bark things full of different code passes. Okay, I hope so. I hope it is right. I mean, if I manually reverse engineer this, it will not be any better. I would copy this stuff out of there the same. It would just take me a week or a month. I have no idea how long. Like, we also like soon we need to make a break. Because we have only 3% tokens left. Channel things, all words match the binary of this breakthrough. I guess so. Either we 17 here, mechanism, cold chaining, things. Thank goodness we didn't use Fable, because we run out of tokens for Sonnet or whatever we use today in no time. That's not ideal. I mean, I could go do groceries. I'm not sure what precisely we do. We also need to quickly take the phone call here. Oh man, my son. I want to cook with garlic. Can I cook something with garlic? Yes, cook something with garlic. Garlic is so tasty. Okay, son. Please cook something with garlic. You don't need to have my permission to that. So, plan for, hey, you need a $200 plan. Yes, we had already a donator, but today, like, how should I wipe code? Like, how should I, with 0 donations and 1 Prime subscriptions? Thank you for the Prime subscription. Also that the tokens are override. Synthesizer isn't unverifiable, it's the table. The synthesizer saying major breakthrough and correcting some got wrong earlier. Here, shit got wrong. When stopped last time, I said the functional divider needs hardware in the loop. Wouldn't guess it, that assumption was wrong. Glad I dug in. Says the frequency through the tune master showed the use only spur mode. There's no divider arithmetic at all. AC channel tuning is the table lookup per channel per computed register value sitting and chain tuning things diff tables. Copied field by field into the radio. That's a fully extractable and verifiable exactly like gain tables. So I reversed the whole mechanism, ported it. Channel info lookup. Select the table by radio rev. Things. Table format 77 channels. Things. Word register map decoded all. 29 direct copy registers. Copy loop. I mean, if this is all correct, maybe not. Honest status, this is real progress, not Wi-Fi today. But we wanted Wi-Fi today! I gave you explicitly clear instructions. Wi-Fi today. I won't tell you it's a working driver now because it isn't yet. I paid you for working driver, not a half-assed shit. What's generally done and verify. Attach, register, access, radio, power up, all in tables, TX, transmit. RX receive, TX transmit gain tables, and now the main per channel synthesizer load. What's the distance between this and a beacon? A few mask things, I mean a few. Usage, I guess 98% will not resetting at 510. That's not ideal. What should we do in that time? Won't tell you working driver, big things. So, a few mask physical side tuning words, and then RFPL constant setup, VCO call, reversible, not yet ported. Why not? Why are you constantly cheaping out and asking for permission? RX gain tables, TX power control and the call pipeline, final PLL log validation on your card. This is where the hardware genuinely comes in, but now it's confirm the reversed values log, not invent the math. The architecture caveat is Array still holds. This chip has an RMC4 core full Mac and B43 is soft Mac. And the big win, the piece I flagged as unverifiable wall turned out to be a plain data. Plain data. And so real tree and verifiable, everything remains either more things mechanical or hardware confirmed, yours to run. Want me to keep going? Theoretically, yes. The architecture caveat is array still holds. When did it raise that? I don't know. It raised things about an ARM core. I mean, yes, I've seen that, but where did it tell me previously, hey, it has an ARM core? I mean, surely it just copies some firmware into this. Here. The chip has an ARM-C, it's a full Mac firmware on the on-chip ARM. Things Hool AC physically for are soft Macs, so the fastest real path isn't finished by RE, it's the right existing driver. In this repo is a real today answer. It supports XHub. Yeah, but I do not want and will not run and cannot and stuff. The driver is a full Mac sibling, worth checking whether your card is one thing's claims with firmware. If it is, that's a modern that's the what? It drives a full Mac sibling? What the heck? There are probably reasons why nobody reversed this previously. You might want to start using the goal, but you'll want to make sure you are very Planning stage first. Welcome, Trap. How you doing? We'll continue maxing out our $20 budget. So we're a little bit stuck until people shall like and subscribe more and donate more towards our AI tokens. So one slow parser format. If dev config bug, if not dev one flex, else. Which is which one now? Warn or CU exit. What is that? PR1 cut here. Not format. Where's the stick? Oops, all CPU backtrace. I mean, I could ask it to store the patch, but it just wastes tokens. If you remove or modify effect only inside __1. Here is thumbstick. Warning things. Print regs. If regs thumbstick. If regs. Check panic on one. Check panic on one. So it's this one here, right? Did I fix files already? Oops, and marker. Trace error report end. I mean, print modules is a little bit nah, but warning. Print modules. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for welcome. Thank you for 3 months of subscription. That is so amazing. So your signature of some lost module is the site the CPU. What? Anyone else? Exactly, sub goal. It's a sub goal. Exactly, that's the spirit. Anyone else? Is there any verbose? Do we have like config debug bug verbose dumpstick debug bug verbose? The point of that here would be to make a warning less stupidly verbose, because I thought it's a crash and it was just a warning. This is just, I think there also changes. I'm pretty sure 10 years ago it only printed warn, and now like I don't know who thought it's a good idea to make this so verbose. Anyone still there on YouTube? Wait, we write a new driver and so few people are watching? Oh, that's LTO, that will link time optimize for a while. Oops. YouTube is alive, amazing. Yeah, the problem is, to continue this, we need tokens. We're out of tokens. Now we are a dumb programmer. Yes, we could do this manually, but it's basically doesn't kind of make really sense to continue manually. And Trap is right. If my passion would be to write the cleanest Wi-Fi driver, but I would only want Soul next. What is Soul? That's updated right now, right? Then let's reboot, I guess. They released. Yeah, I'm not sure if model switching in the middle of reverse engineering is 28 degrees Celsius. Due 10 days ago we had 41 here. Where are you, root? Did you write previously where you are? Yeah, I guess I do groceries. That's certainly peak time management. And yeah, amazing. We fixed already multiple bugs for which I would manually have required hours. It's some little bit dirty. I mean, we could delete it. We could. It doesn't matter. My point of this patch is not to have so confusing warnings. I don't need to trace, like I or my users don't need that. Basically make diagnostics look right again. Um, After all, that is what people pay me for. T2 Linux, simply the best Linux. So what's left? Does it better? One print now. Font here. Fun. I mean, we could start. We could for kicks and giggles load this driver though. That's what we could do. Like, what does Wi-Fi driver do already? Do we build with this module? B43 buses debug. I mean, I guess we could do build with debug. What are all these other things? So my system is otherwise busy. It's a little bit slower than usual because we're so loaded. B40. Oops, I think I mistyped this. B43. What's going on here? Legacy is some legacy. Ah, that is Z and Z. What is it? And there's no help. There is no help for this option. Oh, damn it. But here, there is also no help for this. What is that here? With this config, you can softmac with the secure digital interface. Nintendo Wii. This includes the W. This does note that this does not support full Mac devices. It's safe here. I guess we should enable that. But that here is full Mac. In which driver did it start to implement that? Fmac for full Mac. Where did it even start to make changes? Maybe it started to put it into the wrong driver. Did it say B40? I mean, I told it B43. But it did do here. Which day do we have? 15th. I mean, to be fair, the printout was B43. Now I'm confused which driver should have that. Okay, so the question was, but it says B43 physical. Maybe it's an odd chip, like more full max in B43 and we have a few remaining tokens, right? It is in B43. questions you need to ask AI in the middle of things. I pay $20 for a whole month subscription. We're like 2 weeks in a $20 subscription. Maybe it's so in between. That's why nobody did this. But it surely shouldn't be a problem for AI, right? We have only 2% tokens left. Let's hope that's enough for an answer. So WAN, do we have like any WAN? No. Did I modify it so much now that... here's cut here. Here's cut here warning. Yeah, the roof, this formatting sucks. I mean, before my patch, it was way too verbose. It's not yet amazing. Now it barely saw it even. Basically, one needs to know that... I mean, we could leave it like that, it's just a little bit confusing. Where's this cut here thing? Slow pass format cut here or here. Wait, what? It's just too verbose and looking like a bug to me. It's if it's confusing to me and thought it's a crashing oops, it doesn't help that it doesn't start with a warning. Like it first prints cut here and stuff, and yeah. LLM payment due date. I prepaid for months, yeah. Not really sure why the due date best. So the only int driver in progress things not in its table only, n-fi only, w out of tree, too old as you said. Repo grounded answer, generally decision relevant, tells us what the repo says. Core means silicon, is full Mac capable, and as a rule when supports a chip is the better driver. It's maintained complete, runs Mac and firmware, and the architecture new and password. Soft Mac is the hard path and only worth it if nothing else claims the device. Here's a catch if you but here's a catch I just confirmed. Has full CR4 support. This chip C is full of ARM CR4 and its firmware table lists stuff. It does not list 4360, but it's in between there. And your card enumerated on a BCMA bus bridge chip. Yeah, I know that it enumerates there, just wonder if it's the best driver. BC PCA devices don't come up through BCMA. Claims the functions directly, BCMA enumeration, binding. So honestly, for this device at present, is not an option. It doesn't claim. I mean, it's a little bit. My question was architecture, not where's a PCI ID device in there. The Clothic thing. Oh, we're fully used. Need to make a break. That's CR4. That's the name. Probably out of tokens there. How much nebulizing? Other day can beat the halting flow. Actually stop predicting anything. Cut here things, loop things. Great question. Answered from the driver. I've been erasing. Let me check. Touches at all. Firmware download thing. Using the last 100% tokens. Token maxing to the max. Link to LT optimal. Okay, what's our build doing? Okay, quick image edit things. I thought I had patched that previously, no? Look, mom, we're doing something the old-fashioned way. Find package. What do we have? 5. The answer is no, doesn't use to run a Mac proof. Entire reverse engineered effort was doing hybrid contains all the host side for radio management code. So they Broadcom put an ARM chip in there, not using it. The code runs on the host CPU, poking radio things directly over MMIO. Handles Mac to the things. If WL handed the Mac to the, none of it would exist in the host driver for Mac. I mean, it could still exist for other chips, so the thing is, you always need to be careful. Like, you would, if you wanted to 99.9 percentile 9 period percent be sure, you would need to reverse yourself. Otherwise, it's like, because this WL driver also has other things, right? It could hallucinate of like, hey, there's so much softmac in there. It's like, yeah, for the other chip, but for this chip, runs softmac, sits idle, allegedly maybe. Only comes alive in other operation mode when downloads full Mac into it. Same silicon to manually exclusive personalities. Let me from concrete search once bash is back. Okay, still gated because. Okay, here that build, it's that easy. Okay, at this rate, we should have a new ISO with more support things soon. Probably LTO'd in the meantime, right? Yes, it did. Then let's SCP whatever it did here. And turn that on again. Let's take a final look at our pressures. Yeah, we don't have 5,000. Like, why? I'm surprised that not more people share, like, subscribe. And I'm not surprised that we don't get more sponsors with our sponsorship program, you all. I think you want me to also full-time do marketing and reach out and stuff, right? Don't delay, make your company donate $1 today. Yeah, but also, like, if you don't have $1, you can also star, right? They officially say only 5,000 star, like we have 666 stars. Like, how about you tell all your friends and family and Schul class and Facebook group and Instagram friends and stuff and your OnlyFans to start this repository, because before we have 5,000 stars, I don't think we get some sponsorship, man. 666 stars are only enough for the devil, and you know how much the devil likes to have his hell frozen over with desktop Linux. Let me tour your repo. So does it finally look better? For everyone wondering, why do I touch this? I like, if it's even confusing to me, or we wanted actually to did we rsync this already? Maybe did we install it already? Only 10,000 drivers. Probably did finish copying, did it? Come on, faster. What do we have here? Intel display power cut here. Okay, I guess groceries and then we code. Why is that so slow? I mean, we do loop device over NFS. Also, what's your warning? How does it look like? Warning? It's still cut. Did I not save that? We're kind of still missing a cut here thing. Or maybe the cut here was... We could, I mean, we could... I mean, I would expect this to read warning, I90 stuff things enabled, and then drivers like even warnings you need to patch, like even Linus Torvalds warnings looks like shit. Warn print K, won't... Wait, is it not if diff config bug? Or maybe this is old. Oh, this, wait, what did I know? Print K modules 1095. What does it do? Here, emergency disable. I mean, it does this. File line caller tamed. I mean, it's kinda good enough, basically YOLO. Ah, here's cut here one. Wait, if def config bug, if not define warn flags. Which is no warn flags. Oh wait, this is... How many times do I need to try this? T2 Linux perfecting warning messages. The thing is, for simple warnings, for someone like warn this, I don't need my log full with stuff that looks like crashes. Which driver was it? B43? Cut here, things, found unsupported things. So it still didn't driver loaded features P&L. Features P&L. It still didn't wire that potentially, I mean, unless it's... What did it wipe code so far? Doesn't do anything yet even. Unless, I mean, maybe it's one of those modules. Did this change or maybe not? What did it previously? So that's what we want to try to wipe code next. So it still didn't set loading. What do you mean out of tree module tains? Well, what do you mean? What do you mean out of tree? Should be all in tree. I don't understand. I guess boot one more time. No AI can beat the halting problem. As I previously said in a previous video, the MacBook was always way cooler, quite a bit cooler, because on Linux, I think I even once saw, I think the saying is, and I think I once saw that macOS undervolts the CPU, right? I said this before. Also only quite relevant if you run this in production, but yeah, 2010 or so. macOS undervolts CPU things. Still some cut here. I mean, it's not the worst thing, I just patch this away. What did I do here wrong? Build time 14. Okay, YOLO. It's better than a oops that looks like it crashed when it's just a warning. Yeah, maybe the warning end comes from. Maybe the warning comes. Maybe the cut here comes from. Thumbstick. Where would that be? Let's waste tokens. Dump stack lib. But here is no cut. Where's the other half of cut here? Yeah, basically as it is strange, we can also, I think I rebuilt this. Strange. And we could check for more cut here, but it's also YOLO. Okay, this is already how I have it. Okay, YOLO, better than nothing. Yeah, from unusable to mostly usable. Now we need Wi-Fi, and I mean this warning here. It's probably mostly because we have hybrid. I mean, it's also like, yeah. I wonder this. Because it's currently, where is even this VGA switcher? And this Gmux thing never quite worked for me, even 10 years ago. Again, it's amazing that people did something here. It just never really worked for me. Background options. Which file was? Wasting tokens like it's mount debug fs. Of course, mount debug fs. That's why I didn't find it. I thought already that, but yeah, the discrete has power. The thing is, probably out of tokens. So you could just echo that in here, but that never worked for me. GPU, there is no. Why does it say that there is no generic? Yeah, it's like, nah. Why do you say that then? PCI of. So what does it say? The problem is it will most likely result in no graphic. I tried this year, after switching, all applications have released integrated stuff. Yeah, so somehow this sucks majorly in Linux. Yeah, that broke it. Like doing that, I have a black display. This never worked for me, not 10 years ago. It's maybe it needs read detection. I don't know what it needs. Disabling Intel SHD. Switch Novo off. Not registered. Yeah, I don't know. Like Claude switched that too. Like this never worked. Like this is such a frustration. The thing is, I mean, that's also a reason why actually macOS is not as hot because it does dynamic switching. Bro, donate first so that I can afford ChatGPT. Why do you tell me ChatGPT Pro? Bro, if you want that I use ChatGPT for First Buy Plus and it's $0 First Buy Plus, it makes you feel high. Four megabyte driver. Probably doesn't unlock, does it? Is in use. Yeah. What should I say? I mean, now with AI, I could further probe it, but it's ridiculous. People program stuff. I mean, maybe it works for some other Mac. I only have this one Mac. If you're working on AMD or Intel NVIDIA, also describe underlying GMAX register rights, GMAX DDC things and stuff that are. It can also underlying GMAX register rights. I wonder how it can describe it from the Linux kernel. So the name is already switcheroo. It's like seriously name. Integrated. Is it IDG? IGD integrated. What even does that stand for? Integrated GPU. Switch all things. To switch all applications. To switch after all applications. Delayed switch. IGDIS. This queues the switch until the save. Power the discrete off. Power it back on. I mean, I guess Claude debugs that, makes that shit work too. There is no upstream kernel parameter. Generally things. Driver loads. Switch early. It doesn't work, man. I wouldn't ask if it would work. Doesn't work, never worked. There is no. Why does it hallucinate shit? There is no. Like, why do you print it then if there is not? My goal is that this works. It's not working. Man. My nerves. How do I deserve that? Everything broken. Like, what graphic driver working on? Well, we also wanted Novo, but okay, right now Novo didn't crash yet. The question is what will happen with the completely new T2 thing here then. Oh, did I? Wait, we... Oh, I accidentally committed that together. Maybe slow was first, or damn it, always some random shit. My skill issue. device. That could be. That could very well be that it's then the name is still meh. Also it doesn't work. I would care less about the name if that like works. But that's also crazy. 2,500 distributions and that doesn't work. Which would be the poster child of, like, it works on macOS, probably not the most dirty thing, like it would be the poster child of Linux Foundation, free desktop foundation of make at least one thing work. Good, we need to wait for tokens, that's 2 hours. 2 hours for more reverse engineering, and I mean, yeah, we could use multi-agent. Maybe we should go multi-agent. But literally integrated in discrete, like, or iGPU, but IGD, it's like due, an abbreviation I otherwise never use. Nobody ever uses. I forgot something. That's not what I wanted. This is completely wasteful. I did nonsense. I booted for nothing. I wanted to re-enable that here. Wanted to see if that makes a Gmux difference, which probably does. I think without, although it's a little bit strange, maybe Apple, I don't know what Apple has done there. Because I think originally, before I got the last firmware update, because there was a firmware update some 5 years ago or so, I think originally without the Apple side OS, I think the EFI firmware did disable, I think, oh, maybe, you know what might change that? The native EFI network boot. Maybe native EFI network boot changes something. Because otherwise, natively local SSD booted without this Apple ZOS, I think the EFI firmware disabled the Intel GPU completely. It only left NVIDIA, and the reasoning was, the Apple reasoning was like, yeah, we do this for Windows because Windows not doing Windows no driver for our Gmux, so Windows only gets NVIDIA, with obviously worse battery life and shit, right? So thank you, Apple. Thank you, Tim Apple. No. I don't think that will. Yeah, the discrete is forward. Yeah, I don't have display. It always was like this. Like this is how it always was. Oh, it's still powered on. Now it's off. I wonder if RM modding, I mean, if we unbind, I wonder if reloading that would make it detect the display. Do we get free messages or? Does that work? Man. 00 iGPU 2. I hate this cryptic. I mean, yes, I can remember this. Like, I need it once a year somehow. No, it doesn't work. I don't know what this Gmux. This Gmux has never worked for me. Not once. I've never seen that working. Actually, maybe it switched. Did it? No, this is... Yeah, I mean, maybe this Gmux works for whatever MacBook the developer programmed it for, but it not once has worked for me, so Claude fix that too. NVIDIA is still rather an add-on, a shitty integrated thing. We're still built directly into the main processor. I'd rather have the shitty integrated. Like, the shitty integrated is better for me, and like it has a better Linux driver and it consumes less power. Like, basically this piece of shit MacBook would like the thing with NVIDIA on Linux default when NVIDIA, the shit gets too hot to touch. Like always, like 10 years ago already. Okay, we are locked there on. Okay, here's Firefox. The Firefox is Firefoxing. We did the other things. We're basically waiting on like basically power off this because it has no graphic anyway. It's we basically go to groceries now or answer some customer email things, and yeah, build is building. Build probably, oh here, build is soon done building. Yeah, 3 hours later, 4 hours. I'm downloading T2. Why are the titles those days have AI using AI series tasks? Yes, here I told AI reverse. I want this Wi-Fi to work. Of course, we serial fix. Why? Because we unlock the 50x engineering power of fixing everything ever broken. Like, we created multiple new XOC drivers, fixed multiple XOC drivers. Now we reverse engineer Wi-Fi that never worked on this Apple thing. We just fixed your kernel bugs. Shitty integrated graphic, don't waste money on video except for stocks. Yeah. PC also has shitty integrated. I mean, iGPU like for KD Plasma, it's like for live streaming Intel. I mean, these days Intel even better anyway. But even 10 years ago, this Intel was enough for desktop. And even live streaming, this NVIDIA only wasted my battery and money and things. So that's it for now. We need to... our AI girlfriend is temporarily out of money. We need to work until 1710. Europe, Amsterdam 1710. For our AI girlfriend to wake up again, to continue reverse engineering Wi-Fi driver. The Wi-Fi driver is not in, it's not Ethernet, right? Net wireless and net Ethernet. Not that we load the old driver from the InetRD, that doesn't work. Anyway, I have a forced break because AI tokens. Don't delay, share, like, subscribe. Support us today. I hope you just learned something. We go live at 17:10. The only thing is I have my weekly standardization meeting thing. But we will see. I guess 20-minute meeting again. While we will see. Say greetings to whoever we rate. Maybe maybe we rate things. 1710 Central European summertime. So that's what, 16 UTC. To full-on AI things, I know. He went, no, I'm not. We went from 10x engineer to 50x engineer. Actually, we went from 10x engineer to 100x engineer. We fixed shit faster than... I'm not, I didn't go to full-on AI. I am to full-on maximizing our open source fixing before the AI bubble bursts and shit goes out of business and more expensive. So don't delay, see you soon, and hope you enjoyed learning something.
Code in the blood.